Right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to say Kalem Yahuwah Shema Shabbat Kakadash. Honest to the elders and apostles, Great Millstone, GMS with the rule, teach well, young brother here. And just want to get into a lesson. Guy against these lessons, gotta pump out these videos. I got another video that I edited. So that should be up shortly after I finish this one. So, really just been paying attention to this news. There's always topics out there, news, you have, chapter to chapter breakdowns, different chapter breakdowns, right? So, there's always something going on in the world. So, I'm going to talk about this one. It's from foxnews.com. Bird flu patient had mutations. I don't know if this word is a keyword that will get your video taken down. I'll just say viral mutations or virus mutations sparking concern about human spread. So the ill Louisiana patient had a different virus strain than nearby birds. The CDC found. And you got all these different things. Got a video. Let's see what the video is.
The CDC says the bird flu has mutated as a 65-year-old patient in Louisiana is suffering the nation's first severe infection. The agency maintains that the risk of a widespread outbreak remains low. Let's go to Christina Coleman now with the very latest on this. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Griff. The CDC says a genetic analysis indicated that a mutation of the virus was discovered inside a Louisiana patient. This person contracted the first severe case of H5N1 in the nation. The patient is one of the 66 confirmed bird flu cases in humans in 10 states across the U.S., including California, Michigan, and Texas. There was no evidence that the Louisiana patient passed the illness to anyone else. Health experts say the genetic analysis from the Louisiana patient indicates the virus evolved in a way that can make it more transmissible to humans because it more easily binds to the cell receptors in the upper respiratory tract.
Flu mutates very easily. There's 8 places on a flu molecule where it can mutate. H5 is a type of the molecule where it attaches to human cells or animal cells. That's never gone human to human.
Symptoms of the virus include cough, sore throat, and trouble breathing. Health officials say the Louisiana patient who was hospitalized in critical condition suffered severe respiratory symptoms after coming in contact with either infected or dead birds in a backyard flock. Nearly all of the 66 confirmed flu cases involve people who were infected after working on dairy or poultry farms. California has had at least 650 dairy farms with cows infected with the bird flu, more than any other state.
I'm much more concerned about California than anywhere. California worries me because of all the spread in cattle in California. That's absolutely unprecedented, and that's why we have a level of alert here, and we need to be vigilant.
Also, some house cats and at least 22 large cats in zoos and animal sanctuaries have died after contracting the bird flu. But again, the CDC says the risk to the general public remains low. Griff?
Christina Coleman following that story for us.
Alright, so, this is something that, is appearing in the news and still coming back. We don't know if this is going to be used to engineer another shutdown situation. Like that happened, I'm going to say like about three and some change years ago with Windows 19, but we can only watch and see, what comes forth out of this, right? But these are things that are prophesied to happen in the scriptures. So this is the book of Matthew, the 24, verse 6. You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Said you be not troubled. All these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right? So this is how we know we in these days, because you have your phone, your tablet, put on Alexa, all these different devices. You can get the news, everywhere, man. And you're hearing of wars. You can get minute to minute or hour to hour breakdowns of combat and what's going on over here, in Ukraine, and these different skirmishes and battles going on, with Israel, right, with those small hatters who are occupying our land, right? So these are things that we can see, but the end is not yet, and these are things that we're hearing about, right? And that actually proves that they're not the people, because Isaiah 2 says that when we get back in the land, there would be no war, and there's war. That the nations would learn war no more, but that's not the case. The nations are actually getting deeper in the war, which is maybe it's Joel 3, let the weak say I'm strong. So these nations, they're training, nations, becoming, ready for war. These nuclear nations, For nation rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, which really that one with W.C. Armstrong. It's really these nations becoming nuclear, but they have all these different guidelines. I don't really think any more nations can really become nuclear in this modern day. But at the end of the day, these nations are preparing themselves for conflict. We live in a tense geopolitical kind of world and landscape right now. A lot of tension coming off in the Middle East and Eastern Europe. If a nation rises against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famines and pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places. This is another example. These pestilences are causing famines. Right? So you get a 2-for-1 deal, because you hear a lot about all these bird flu cases are causing the egg production to shorten. So maybe these farmers are finding that the birds have this thing. When they take the test, maybe it could be a faulty test, and the bird's actually fine. But whatever it is, they could be finding it, and then they're probably killing the bird, or whatever they got to do, and they're not able to push the eggs out. Right? So, it's just an example of what's happening. Because egg production shorted down, and they'd be like, oh, well, everything's fine, but like it's like I think it's 6 says, for victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth. Maybe it's 16. For victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, they shall think themselves to be in good case, but even then shall evils multiply on the earth, even sword and famine. But I think sword and great confusion, but you can look that one up for yourself. But just because you could buy eggs now doesn't mean that won't extend, and there won't be more plagues to affect other forces, other types of meat. This book of 2nd Ezra, I already mentioned this, so I could just go into this one. Actually, it's in here in the 21st verse. 2 Ezra 16 and 19, both famine and plague, tribulation, anguish, sent scourges for amendment. Right? So these things are sent to make a change, for the people to change, but the people, in this world, the majority of them, well, maybe I won't say, well, actually, yeah, I think I can say the majority of these people out here, the only people that are getting it right and changing are going to be the hopeful elect, and hopefully elect can only be of the 12 tribes, right? Which, we're the sand of the sea, so, really make up the bulk of the world, but, there's only, an elect, remnant. Yes, it's only a certain number of elect out there, among all these different people, of our people, For all these things, you should not turn away from the wickedness, and be always mindful of the scourges, right? Because this place still functions exactly the same. Laws aren't changing because we're out here on the street corners. Our people are not flocking to the camps en masse, right? With their questions, with their concerns. they're just going to keep doing what they want to do. Both nature should be so good, cheap upon earth, that they should think themselves to be in good case, and even then she was go upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right? So they think that, hey, look, I can still buy eggs. This thing can't be, that bad, whatever. But at the end of the day, whether it's real or false or whatever, these elites are gonna engineer it in a way to bring the food down, right? Eventually, or what could be happening. But we know that some way somehow these elites are gonna cut the food down, right? Get rid of it, right? To usher in the prophecies. Right, so one way or another, that's gonna happen. There's gonna be shutdowns, possible blackouts. Because like it says, the Lord struck Egypt with plagues before, and struck with plagues once again. So that plague of darkness could very well hit this place, and it could be famines and stuff that could, blackouts, stuff come down. There was a subway blackout not too long ago. I think like the 28th or the 29th. But I'm gonna let that be that. For when you edified, and say shalom.